All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching the video, subscribing to the channel. Give these videos a like if you like what's content I'm putting out here. But hey, we're going to start off this morning here. Going to head up to work, but we're going to have a good conversation about hopefully what's to come with Tesla and FSD as we're driving. So we're going to go and get started from this parking lot and head up, get on through the little neighborhood here, and then head up the interstate. So starting from Park. So running FSD 13.2.9 in the car. But the conversation we're going to have as we kind of make our way out of here is hopefully we got a little preview, I guess, the other day from Elon Musk about FSD and the version 14, hopefully coming soon. So I'm going to put that up here on the screen right now. His tweet or his post on X, I still call it a tweet. I don't think I'm ever going to change that when it comes to, I still call it Twitter, which is totally fine. Right? You can think you can change, but it's going to be hard. But anyway, so yeah, here's his little post about FSD and the idea of version 14 possibly coming soon. So as it's saying, something coming that's 10 times, basically 10 times better. Especially as we're getting into this world of unsupervised or hopefully unsupervised full self-driving. Obviously we're sitting here with a supervised version of it, and so as long as it's gonna not nag you as much, it's a pretty foolproof system at this point, or not foolproof. I shouldn't say that, but it's pretty close to it. It can do a lot of big things here, especially with Tesla having to launch the robo taxi. Or recently, here we go. We're in a little issue here. The city bus is kind of sticking its butt out. There he goes. So it didn't try to squeeze through there, which is good, because I probably would have just stayed back like it did at that point, where the Amazon van, I believe is what's in front of us, decided to make that squeeze. So it's things like that, right? It's going to be cautious. It's going to protect at that point, but we are driving on a pretty solid version of full self-driving. So we got a nice, good sunny morning drive. We're going to merge onto the interstate here as well, but I think the goal of everybody, especially people who pay for full self-driving, whether you paid up front the $8,000 to add it to your Tesla, or you pay the monthly subscription, that's kind of what I do. At this point, trying to decide whether or not this, the long-term outlook of this in the future, is it worth, depending on how long I'd keep this car, or maybe my next Tesla might go just outright and buy full self-driving. But I think the big thing we're all hoping for is the idea of, like, is version 14 going to be either unsupervised or as close to unsupervised as we can possibly get? I think there's going to be a lot of big logistical things when it comes to states, and that could be the hang up, in my opinion, with Tesla as it's trying to push this out as well. Is a lot of regulations and those types of things, because that's why they can launch something like robotaxi on a limited basis in a city like Austin. Same idea with Waymo and the cities that Waymo's in. Obviously an uncontrolled or unmanned car is, gonna what is gonna happen? Will it get in accidents and those types of things, or is it pretty foolproof? So, but we're just gonna cruise along here on the interstate. Probably hit a little bit of morning traffic here, heading up to work later than usual. First day of school for our son, so dropped him off at his first day. So now I'm heading up to work. But I think the biggest push that needs to probably happen, and this is kind of sort of just my opinion, Tesla obviously has an advanced outlook as a company. It's trying to, innovate and do a lot of these things. New Model Y just passing by. It's brand new too. It looks like someone tip tagged. Someone just got it. Very cool. But what's their next leap forward? And it's probably going to be this idea of, especially in the car world, that the car can basically drive itself. right? We were standing there dropping my son off and telling some friends of ours how, oh yeah, I'm about to head up to work, and and they know, like, oh, the car's going to drive itself. At that point, we're going to slow down because I just passed a cop. I don't feel like getting into that point. I don't want to go too fast with a police officer back there. He's going like super slow. Crazy. Speed limit 65, so now we're going 68. So that's what I set it. But using my scroll wheel there to set that max speed, right? Generally, I don't have to do it, but there's circumstances that it probably needs to do that. Because I think usually coming up on this route, it'll go like 10 over, which is, that's borderline in terms of especially what a cop is probably going to think about it and want to do as well. But with the as I was saying, with the innovation of Tesla, we're coming up on some traffic. I think the outlook has got to be that the car can drive itself. People can depend on that as well, especially as a driver. Um, you know, I've seen it in multiple circumstances, because even right there, it's kind of stopping real fast, but multiple circumstances where it's got better reaction time even than I do. There's that new Model Y looking sharp. I don't have the new, I have basically, I got this right before, well, not right before, but took the deal with Tesla using like 0.9% financing. They were probably getting rid of the fleet or the inventory that they had of Model Ys before this new one came out. But it's moments even like this right now. You're sitting in traffic. I mean, it's not bad traffic. We're still flowing pretty good, but being able to sit back, and that's what even a friend of ours was saying. Like, sit back and I can sit here and enjoy my coffee on a drive like this. So version 14 hopefully is going to be pretty stellar. If it's going to be something like what Elon Musk was saying, 10 times better, as it rolls out, hopefully in the next 6 weeks, is what he's saying in that post on X. That we're going to be in for a treat. And then eventually, so one big thing I'll be doing, so hopefully all that's out, because come November, come Thanksgiving time, we're going to road trip out to California, go to Disney. And so we can have some moments where we show off, especially on a big road trip like that. Excuse me, a big road trip like that. What full self-driving on a Tesla can do on a trip like that. Ooh. But we're gonna go through again, still a little bit of traffic here, but then we're gonna go through this construction area where they're actively working. We're going at a pretty slower pace than it usually can. Been through this in the mornings, especially when there's not traffic headed up to work, and then we just fly through this. But this should be the idea that I can just sit back, right? And I can do that right now, even on this version of full self-driving, sit back and just enjoy the ride. And let the car handle these situations, with traffic and people changing lanes and all that, and enjoy the coffee. That's the life. Right, you can see fixing up that side of so they've shifted the interstate over. And it has the ability, and that's the big thing about it. I mean, obviously the activeness that's coming from the cameras and all that, and the response time and being able to see, like, so it's not necessarily because it's running off GPS, because you can see on the screen that the blue line is over there because that's where it's supposed to be. But we're basically driving down the middle between two sides of an interstate. But that's not an issue at all with a software like this, because it's obviously using the Tesla, I think they call it Tesla Vision, able to see the road and navigate back onto that part as well, and nothing's getting messed up with it. So So, but that's the hope, right? So hopefully version 14 is going to be as good as Elon is saying it's going to be. Um, should see some big things coming out of Tesla in the next couple months with it, especially as they release that. Robotaxi's doing really well, launching down in Austin. So hopefully that starts expanding to a lot more cities. I think about this city, I'm not sure Colorado Springs, where I live, is probably not going to get something like that pretty well. But other big news that's coming up though too. I'm not going to be a part of it. I got other things I have going on, but here in this city, the Tesla Club, or the Denver Tesla Club, is going to be hosting hopefully they consider to be a world record highest light show, or Tesla light show on record. So cars are going to be driving to the top of Pikes Peak. I believe it's like August 23rd is the date. So I'll put that in the description as well. But so they just sold out the other day. So shout out to the Tesla Club of Denver. So they've sold out all their tickets to cars. So cars will be driving up to the top of Pikes Peak. So if you don't know the area, there's a highway that you can drive up. And so they're going to get up there and do the world's highest light show as well. So I'll put that link or a link to the event page in the description as well. Should be fun to see how that happens. Sad I'm not going to be a part of it, but I do have other commitments going on as well. So that's why I'm not going to be. But I'm going to be there in spirit with everybody in the club that's going to be driving up there. So should be a fun experience for all of them as well. So, but yeah, that's really all I got this morning. So I'm going to, we'll stop right here. I'll speed this up for the rest of the drive up if you want to stick around and check that out. But as always, I appreciate everybody tuning in, subscribing to the channel. So if you haven't already, give the channel a subscribe. Create more content like this about Tesla going forward with full self-driving. Give the video a like, and I will see you next time.